Hello everybody and welcome back to another Hearthstone video, and today we are going over Holy Paladin, a deck that has kind of come back. So let's get into the general game plan and understanding of the deck. So the deck basically revolves around Crab Rider, I would say, and the Garden's Grace. So essentially you have Crab Rider, he survives a turn, then you can like double Garden's Grace, have it be an 11 11-14, attack phase twice, win the game essentially. You have a lot of really good early game cards like Nerubal Weblord, which I would always say craft golden because it is highly unlikely, like with Mad Scientist, for it to get a reprint. And when cards like this are like really good, it's kind of nice to have them. Like I would say always just go make the expansion. Like, go buy it if you can. Keep Kel'Thuzad, because he can be used in a lot of funny meme strategies and other stuff like that. But Fugan, Stalag, Myexna, and Baron Rivendare can all be disenchanted if you need a legendary. Otherwise, keep all of them until the very end. Do every single thing of the expansion. Get the Diamond Lotheb, then I would say, you could, if you need another legendary, if you need a few epics, whatever. But if you have all the cards, or if you know that you're going to be trying to get all the cards, disenchant them, and maybe just make some, two golden Mad Scientist, 2 golden Weblord, because this card does actually come up a few times in a few decks throughout history, which is really, really cool. But, that aside, also, why is Kotori Lightblade not a Naga? It is quite literally a fish person, which is a Naga. Makes no sense to me. But other than that, the entire point is that we bring out really good quality minions, usually with Divine Shield, or the Crab Rider, as said previously, with Kotori Lightblade being one of them, with good old Call to Arms, very classic card. And then what we do is essentially we have one Arcane Golem, which we can use with Rally to resurrect it a few times. We also have Garden's Graces, and we also have Crusader Auras, just so then we have a lot of pressure, so we constantly go face. This is an aggressive strategy. We do also have Oh My Yogg, just a great card all around, and Conviction, just as an extra little, like, oomph. I would say that this deck is pretty worth crafting. It is a bit more on the cheaper side, because it's basically just 4 epics, which is a legendary, yes, and a legendary. Actually, 6 epics. So it is a bit more on the expensive side, I would say, maybe like 30, maybe like under 5,000 dust, which, is pretty expensive, and it isn't the best thing you could do. I think the Treant Druid that I showed previously, just remove Power of the Wild for vicious scaling, or whatever it's called, boom, golden. Like, you're fine. That's all you need to do. You could chuck in some Mark of the Wilds if you wanted to, but, that could still work. But that's, like, a bit less consistent than this is. So it's kind of pick what you want. But yeah, this is a really good deck, and I think it'll be pretty damn good. So let's see if we can get some W's. Let's get into the games. Ooh, Saloon Tanathlius with his little Glock.
Let the atonement begin.
The only thing you're going to be atoning for is this Judgment. Rally, kind of okay here, but I will replace it. Sanguine Soldier. You kind of just want like a good ramp, 1, 2, 3 into 4. Or 1, 2, 3. Maybe that 3 is like a 2 and a 1. Either or works. I think pushing for more damage is better. So happy I pulled this golden. It's always fantastic when you pull a card golden. I have one of these golden too. I'm always of the opinion that drawing cards golden is nice. Like, I would say, like, I don't follow this sometimes, and I didn't follow it when I opened my card packs for this expansion. Always keep your goldens if you think that they could come in. Like, if you're like, oh man, I really like Death Knight, any golden you get, you keep. This is actually really good for us. So now our rallies and stuff are a bit better now. And if they try to kill the board with, like, let's say they go with that 2 mana spell, deal 1 damage, it'll kill these 3, keep this alive. And then that draws us a holy spell, which we can then probably buff this. But instead they are going for that, which is fine. We'll now call to arms, thin our deck a lot. Battle cries are now hella expensive. At this point, we want there to be a minion that kind of makes it harder for them to get a lot of value. We'll do that. So now battle cries cost more, making it so then only spells can really be used for removal. If they have Minefield, things could go bad. If they have the 2-mana Bing 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 spell, that doesn't work as well because we have this, so they would have to Minefield, hopefully hit this, then Ding Ding Ding. I know, very good at talking. Also, my rank, yeah, I know, I haven't been playing in a little bit. Battle Rage, I have not seen that card be used in this deck. Frozen Buckler, okay, there's gonna big board wipe. No, they didn't. That is so unfortunate. Let's see if this works. It does not. How unfortunate. Not even, like, it would really take a kind of a miracle. Okay, this could bring a miracle. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no. That into that would have caused games because we can put it on that, which was stacked with that. So, we have one win. Let's get into another game. A Thrall. I will say that apparently my class Paladin is actually being really good recently. Really nice to be able to see that though. Interesting thing is, I feel like you might want to actually get rid of the Christology. Crazy. Hear me out. You kind of want to have the cards in your hand or in your deck. For us, we want to turn 3 Call to Arms. So, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. So, having this out, ready to go, is way better for us as a strategy. What the frick are they playing? But, I would say, Rally, if you wanted to just keep some cards golden, but not all of them, cards like Rally, gold. That's actually awesome for us, thank you. That was actually, like, literally perfect. Okay, so we're playing a Shadowwalk Shaman. I thought as much, but I didn't want to... Ooh, interesting. I didn't want to just, like, assume. Because assuming makes an ass out of you and me. You want to play with Battlecry minions, you say? Now that we have called to arms once, now is the time with Christology. Make it so then their battle cries are basically impossible. This is going to come back next turn. May as well finish it off. Battle cries constantly costing 4 more is really bad for them. If they hit us with a devolve, we just lose at this point. May as well. Man, Sword of the Fallen, I swear, was like nerfed twice, it felt like. I think it was like, no, I think it was always 2 mana 1/3, and then it was nerfed to 1/2, which I think isn't actually that bad of a nerf.
Witness the strength of the seas.
That is very interesting.
Dare challenge the Lord of the Hunt.
At this point, I don't want you to have any ability to do stuff.
Bloody day. Repent.
I would like to draw a holy spell. That would have been way better to do earlier. That would have been lethal if I did that earlier. They can't play any spells, and if they manage to play a spell, it will be changed mana.
Your wish is my suggestion.
And, yeah, physically there's nothing they can do here. We win. Double Narub means that they physically can't play. They can only hit into one minion. We have 2 taunts. That is just easy clap. Even though we played poorly, you can see just how crazy this disruption can be. And that's why the Rebuke is so nice in this deck. Next game. Okay, so we are against a Rogue. Crusader. Oh, that's such an interesting one. It's crazy, but I think I would rather... That works, but like, so if we get a good 1 cost here, that's like really nice. Yep, awesome. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that way that our rallies are really good as well. There was originally in this deck a Ogre 3-mana 4/4 Ogre Gang, but I kind of went against it because I just didn't think it would be all that useful. Speak of which, hopefully they just play Cannon. Oh, Swordfish makes sense. We could actually play this, which we probably will just do anyway. Just 4 damage straight up. Now our rally is completely online. Makes sense. Trade that into that face. At this point, I would like to call to arms.
Job's done.
Really nice board for defense, I will say. Next turn, we can Righteous Protector and maybe even Oh My Yogg. Like one or the other, depending. Yeah, I think we might have to Oh My Yogg first. Yeah, for sure, Oh My Yogg. I mean, Righteous. So now, as you can see, we have a really annoying board for them to deal with, and we also got 4 extra damage. Big board versus big weapon. Who wins? Oh my Yogg literally would have been like the saving grace. But that's 11 damage. It's a really tough one to swallow. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. That technically still doesn't mean anything. Secret Passage again. However, they are hitting into it, which means that they... Wait, no.
Never bring a sword to a
Fight.
fight.
There was an achievement to kill with that. We do need another taunt minion, but we do have the ability to draw twice, and we could just win. Let's just see where this goes. Yeah, we win! Awesome! On to the next game. Another Thrall. Maybe it'll be Totem this time and not Shuttlewalk. And then we can show off a few different strategies. I do think if it is Totem, we really want to keep that. I think everything else we can put back. Hand of Adol is good, but there's this better. I wish this was a holy spell. If it was, it would actually be a bit crazy. I do think this is a fair card for Paladin, though. They really don't specialize too much in cards that get cheaper, but this is like the perfect card that's fair. Because it's fair. If you load up with a bunch of minions, then it's fair. Make those battle cries worse. This deck, I think... Look at that. 3 mana to recycle hand. That's crazy. Thin out deck. Get that killed, just in case they have some type of shenanigans to make it better. Okay. Lightning Storm. Gotcha. We should have not attacked with that then. Is what I would say if I didn't have the ability to play another one. And then next turn we can go into Crusader Aura, which is absolutely insane. Okay. Which is then also insane. There we go. Let's see what he does. Yep, that's what I thought. We'll do one more just because of how short that one was. But yeah, I hope you really do see kind of like the power that this deck holds. But let's get into the last game. Okay, we are against another warrior player.
Your judgment begins.
Battlecry really good. Arcane Golem could be really rough for us, so I'm going to actually get rid of that just because it could give them the ability to actually answer our board, which would be bad. Jesus, that's really bashing stuff over.
Let me hear you make some noise!
They're building property down the road. But like, it's loud. It's a bit harder for them to deal with this now. That's nice for us. Hopefully they're gonna go in a roundabout strategy. Only downside is that. Gonna do it like that. They can't react to it. There's no way for them to gain armor. If they play a spell, it could even change it as well. A 2 mana do nothing, but look how nice that looks. Yep. Okay. I'm hoping that we will be able to get some more minions on the board next turn. And then that would be really good. Okay, draw 2, fair enough. Okay. End turn from there. How many cards do they have in hand? They have 8 in hand. I think this into this, draw 4.
To battle!
Set it up. Okay, battle cries cost 2 more, spells are all unplayable, and we're going to easily be able to hand of it all into Garden's Grace. Yep, unfortunate for you, I win. Just for added BM. Okay, we did pretty good. Awesome. So, we'll now get into the deck overview and end this episode. So, hopefully you enjoyed those games. So, as the overview goes, I basically just played. I won like 5 games, I lost 3 games, one of them was just a concede because I went against an aggro priest thinking it was a not aggro priest, and I basically got absolutely slaughtered. But let's go over the details of the deck, shall we? So essentially, this deck has been in and out of meta. It really depends on the opponent really being destroyed by not really being able to play Battlecry minions, as well as the fact that large board clears aren't readily available. At the moment, those conditions are really met, other than if you play against another Paladin, but, you know, those are pretty, like, although it's a really strong thing and everyone seems to be playing it apparently, I rarely see Paladin players. Because everyone else is like, oh, I'm just going to play Shaman, oh, I'm just going to play Mage, I'm just going to play the annoying. I feel like somehow I've always been tagged in any game I play as, make sure he plays the most annoying decks. It's funny to watch him get annoyed, essentially. But, as you can see from this deck list, I think it's really good. The Katoria Lightblade is kind of necessary. You can remove it. However, I would highly recommend not doing that. If you do choose to remove it, Ogre Gang is a opportunity that you can put into your deck. Ogre Gang just making it so then you actually have better accesses to your 3, meaning that your rally is more consistent and better. But yet again, I do kind of think that it isn't as necessary. Just trying to find Ogre Gang Outlaw, here we go. So you could put this into your deck. It does have Rush, which is really good. It means it immediately gets value from something like Crusader Aura. But personally, I do think that Katoria has a lot of really good like synergy in this deck, especially with things like Garden's Grace. And as you saw in one of the games, we only won because we had him on the field and then we were able to double buff him, and that meant that we double buffed other minions, which then meant we could deal with 2 3/3 taunts and then get over and win the game. So another reason why he's really, really good is just because there's a lot of situations where you don't realize how good he is. With Hand of a Doll, it's a +2, as well as being able to buff another minion as well. Other than that, Secret Package is pretty fair. Redemption is really, in my opinion, just used for the decks that try to really remove Nerubadar. And then you can just remove it. Or then it comes back, and then they have to remove it again, and if they can't, then their plays are kind of stopped for a turn. Then you can give it Divine Shield, or something like that. Maybe through Garden's Grace, or maybe you buff it up with the Crusader Aura. It means it will come back more likely with a Rally as well, which is also really good. And the Rebuke is so necessary for a deck like this. Being able to stop spells for only 2 mana. A lot of people thought that when this card came out, like, oh, it's okay, but it really doesn't seem to have a spot. It has a spot now. I think if it was a holy spell, it would be really, really good. Almost like it would literally be perfect. I feel like any spell that's in this deck, if it was a holy spell, it would be pretty crazy. But definitely Rebuke is one of them. I think if Rebuke and Prismatic Beam were holy, it would be absolutely insane. But c'est la vie. I think that this deck is really good. I think it is worth your time. If you don't want to go over the entire odd and even kind of decks, this is definitely a deck that you could just have and have fun with. Call to Arms has always been a really competitively good card. Oh My Yogg is generally okay, but only really used in really fast strategies, because it is a secret at the end of the day. And then good old Guardian's Grace is only really used in this deck. However, you could, I guess, use it in some other decks and strategies. But yeah. Hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. Hope you loved the video. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.